Okay, we got a 2020 10 or 80 out of a transit van, and it may be different because the pan's different. Pump bolts are different for sure. What do we got here? E16. $7mm on this cover. On the kits, they've gotten to where they're not giving you the front seal already in this little deal, in this cover. So be sure and take your snap rings out. Come on, get off of there. You're going to need this one, big one, and then you're going to need the other one that holds the actual seal into the cover. That one right there. Check your gear and check your housing where the gear goes. Feels okay, but once we get the pump off of here, we're going to check this bearing again. Inch and 5/16 12 point on your flange. And don't forget your shim. On your connector, there's two tabs. Pinch those together and then shove your connector through. Don't lose your vent. You might want to take that off. You have to have that vent on there or it'll start blowing fluid everywhere. Alright. Just mark where your studs are at. $13mm on the stud. $8mm on the rest. filter is different. Eight millimeters on the filter. The start-stop motor is gone. Alright. There's a little arrow pointing to the bolt that you need to take out. I believe that was it. Pull back on the red tab, push in, slide back, undo your harness. Okay, 8 millimeters on your pump. You're going to want to take this apart and look at your rotor inside, the body inside there. Make sure that it's not all eat up. Say they're having big troubles with the later model ones, just pop your cover off. E-clip right here. Gear will slide off. The F means front. 30 torques on that. And 30 torques on these bolts. There's a spot right here you can pop your cover off. Pump shaft to come out, there is a washer here. Ring, washer and vanes, and spring and ball. Back here. Alright, and we are starting to get some wear. I don't know if that's showing up in there. Right there. I mean, this would run for a while, but we're going to go ahead and get a pump, especially seeing this is in a transit van. Eight millimeters on your speed sensors. You might want to take a picture of this for remembering how it goes back together. Pull down on the red tab, push in on the release tab and slide off. Alright, you're going to need a punch to drive out your roll pin. And what is this? 1/8 inch. Pull out your linkage now and your range switch. Alright, now you can get in here and get a pry bar right here, and you can pry your stator out. On your sprag assembly, you're gonna have to get this in a press. They do make special tools for it. If you want some good tools for this, I'd go to VMS Concepts. They make a tool to press this down, to get this snap ring in and out, your ring sizers, and they make a really good product. So I'm going to save this for till the end, because we got to press all that out. I take this apart different than what they show in the book. They want you to pull this whole assembly out. I disassemble and build my unit in the case. So I'll just pull this lock ring out of here. Turn this, pull this off. There's a bearing behind there. This planet will come out. Make sure none of these are broken. These little cushions. All these clutches are burnt. Not surprising. Check your ring gear. Usually all of this is fine. There's another snap ring. Pop that out of there. This planet will come out. There is another bearing right here, just like that other one. Check your pinions. You don't want no side to side, not much up and down. And check this bearing real close. You may have to get a magnifying glass out and look at it, make sure it's not pitting. Bearing and race in here, same thing. I would recommend you put a bushing kit, planet and sun gear. Same thing on all this. Usually all this is just fine. You can pull your drum assembly out now, and this is where your problem is going to be. One of your problems. Check your surfaces here. Here again, you're going to put bushings in all this. Another bearing. Alright. We can take all these clutches out, but super worried about that at the moment. This always rubs on here, and it's because this shell that we're fixing to take out is worn. So always replace your shell. Alright, this one, let's see. It has not slid down, it does not look like, but it looks like it has turned. So it's a common problem for this sleeve to move. Now you either buy a brand new drum from Ford, or I put the Sonax sleeve in it. If you're going to do the Sonax sleeve, I would say that you buy I bought my oven from Amazon, paid like $85 for it, took all the guts out of it, crank it up to 250 and stick your drum in there. Usually you can press these sleeves out no problem. If you can't get it to come out, then you're going to have to heat it up. Getting it back in is where you really need to heat it up. Heat it up to 250, have everything marked, everything drilled, everything tapped, and then it'll slide in like butter. And slide it in, put your set screw in, it keeps it from moving up and down and spinning. So we can check our clutches, but unless they're super burnt, usually all this is reusable. And a little glazed. Little glazed. There is an apply ring in here, so don't forget it when you put it back together. Alright, there's 3 snap rings in this one. Here's that one. That one, and there's that one. And always put molded pistons in this thing too. Glazed. Alright, take this drum apart later. They also, the VMS Concepts gives you a piece to press this down and get this snap ring out of here. It makes it a lot easier. You can do it without that, and the tools that they make are really nice. Alright, you don't have to replace this because it's not going to be rubbing on it once you get done putting the shell in there. So unless it's got chips in it, you're okay. You can reuse it. Alright. Snap ring here. Might have to get a grab with a hook on here. Makes it a little bit easier. Come on, get up out there. All right, and your ring gear comes off, and you have another snap ring here. And have a snap ring inside of here. Alright, check your shell. Everything looks good. Alright, your shaft to come off. You want to check these right here. Actually, I don't even check them anymore, but you do need to know this one right here is your lockup. So don't weld that one up. I would weld these 3 holes up. Make sure that you don't, screw up any of this right here. Just weld that shut, those 3 right there. Just make sure that the first one here, you do not weld that up or you will not have lockup. Alright, press this down, snap ring here, balance piston, bell spring, and then your clutches will come off. Alright, right here is where the shell wears and lets it drop down. Also, they wear right here where those F clutches are, and every one of these is worn. This one's really bad. Alright, there's another bearing right here. Always replace this shell. Pay attention to your ID marks. You want to make sure that you put that back the way it was on the new drum, or you could get a vibration. Alright. Another bearing in our output planet. Check your planet again. Usually, like I say, all this is fine. Alright, case is empty. I would recommend that you just put a valve body on them. That's what I always do. They do make it for it, but especially on a transit van, I'm not going to take the chance on that being no good and still having some other problems with it. I have never put the kit in it. I have a buddy that does, and he swears by it that they work great. I always just put valve bodies on them. So, alright, we'll catch you on the rebuild. Alright, I did almost forget about this. Here's the tool to set on here and press that down. Snap ring has a lip on it. And then these have those cushion deals like the others. Make sure none of those are broken. Stills don't have any hot spots. You're going to want to look at your rollers on here. And this one is starting to pit. Very hard to see. This bearing right here will also pit. So we're going to go ahead and replace this before it gets too bad and tears all this up. Alright, here's the tool for doing the piston out here, and here's the tool for doing that one right there.